Hello. Welcome to Advanced Vedic Mathematics course, Panini Ashtadhayayi Sthapatya, Lesson 21, Maheshwara. Maheshwar is Transcendental Lord. It is Lord Shiv manifesting within creator's space. So it is within 4 space, 5 space playing the role of a origin. The word Maheshwar has TC value 39. This value is 3 multiplied by 30, and this value is also 3 raised to power 1, 3 raised to power 2 on the place value format. This feature as such is to be glimpsed and comprehended. For it, one shall make an entry in TCB dictionary and also in the Sthapatya referencer with this as the first feature. The TC value is 39 and it is in the role of an origin of a 4 space. We know that within 4 space there is a manifestation of 8 directional frame because of the 5 space content entering creator's space through its eastern cosmic window, and this transcendental content has a flow from the 7 streams from the origin of the sun 6 space. So 6 space, Surya, sun is having 7 space as origin. It is Dhruv, pole star, playing the role of an origin. This content enters from the eastern window. The next feature to be observed is that Purv is a formulation which is of a TC value 21. And this 21 value is parallel with the summation value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 as Sthapatya Meiring rod. The next feature is that if we are having numbers 1 to 21, then its factors are 1 to 39. It is this feature which is of great significance from the point of view of Sankhyanistha. So Sankhyanistha and Yoganistha are 2 processing steps, and it is this Yoganistha and Sankhyanistha which, when is as Sankhya Yoga, the same has its basic significance and importance for the Sankhya, whose Adi Muni is Kapil, accepting TC value 15, which is parallel with the value of the dimensional frame of a 5 space. It is this feature which also deserves to be comprehended well and same is to be fully imbibed. In this background, now see that value 39 is the value of Maheshwar. So 5 space Lord within 4 space is having a reach up till the Kendra center, and the formulation Kendra is having TC value 23. It is this value which deserves to be comprehended well, that it is Kendra which is of TC value 23 parallel with the value of Anand and as well as of Shahestra, whose simple rendering means 1000. These features deserve to be enlisted properly with full explanatory notes in TCB dictionary as well as in Sthapatya referencer. With it now, when we are in the context of 8 directional frame with the organization of values as 21, 22, 16, 24, 42, 30, 34 and 33 of total value 222. This together with the one more than rule for a reach at the center means 8 further values will make it 230, and 230 is 23 multiplied by 10, and this as such would mean that within the creative boundary of 10 components, and this manifestation within at the center of each of the creative domain will give us 23 into 10, and hence this amounts to that we are now having a reach at the center as a kendra, as a transcendental domain enveloped within a creative boundary of 10 components, and each component is having a value 23 as a kendra. So we are having as many as 10 centers now. It is this feature of 10 centers. So these 10 centers feature is made available, or in other words we can say that there is a 10 centers frame, and it is this 10 centers frame. So we had started with manifestation of 8 directional frame within 4 space. So within creators space, which is enveloped within a solid boundary of 8 components. So it is this manifestation which is next step. So the first manifestation, and then at the second stage of manifestation, see, we have reached at 10 directions at the kendra, that is the transcendental origin unfolding itself as enveloped within a creative boundary of 10 components, and each component is having its center. It is this center, so reaching from 8 to 10 centers is the feature and having a reach at 230. Now see Maheshwar TC value 39 as 3 into 13 is that 13-edged cube means the 12-edged cube manifesting 13th edge within creator's space because of the availability of the fourth dimension. And then we know that the center of fourth space is 5 space, which is of a solid dimensional order, and when the 13th edge of the cube coordinates with it, it leads to a setup of 3 multiplied by 13 is equal to 39. Further, we know that 4 space is a spatial order space, so within 4 space dimension spatial, there would be first axis and pair of axes. So 13 and 26 makes 39, and this 13 is a crumb sequence, and here is a samapti. So these are the features that logic concludes here. So linear sequential logic deserves to be chased by having this as the 13th, here is the 14th, here is the 15th, then 16th and 17th. These 17 features of the formulation Maheshwar and its Sthapatya deserve to be added sequentially in Transcendental Code Value Dictionary and also in the Sthapatya referencer. One shall sit comfortably and permit the transcending mind to be parallel with it, and once we will be parallel with it, then we will be having a bliss that we are on the proper format. We know that mind creates intelligence field which acquires a consciousness base, and this consciousness base being of 7 folds: Jagrat, Swapan, Sushapti, Turiya, Turiyatit, Bhagvat, and Brahmi. So these states are 7 in number, and these 7 consciousness states will that way enrich the intelligence field, and it is this enlightenment of the consciousness field which will help us visualize as that the Maheshwara 39 to 7 steps ahead will take us up till 46, and this together as 85 equal to 17 multiplied by 5, and there are 85 anvaks of Rigved Samhita. So sequentially, when we will be at a Jagrat, this is of TC value 16, so it will be parallel with a dimensional frame of a 4 space. Then Swapan is 25. It is Buddhi. It is intelligence. Here is 26. It is Devata. Then Turiya again is 16. It is this feature that when we will be having a four-dimensional frame, then its opposite orientation will create a transcendental domain in between. It is here where we have to appreciate as that in a Turiya state, our conduct and behavior is to be and has to be and going to be parallel with the Jagrat, with the only difference that here we will be having Om, the four, four steps long range, which will be taking us to, here we will be having Om, Om iti ek akshar Brahm. So actually here 4 as 1, it is this mathematics, it is this manifestation which deserves to be comprehended. And Turiya Atit, the word Atit means beyond, is 14, and 16 plus 14 is 30. It is h cube, it is 8 space. So how there is a reach in this compactified form from 4 space to 8 space is the phenomenon, is the value which deserves to be appreciated. And here is again 26, 14 and 12. That means as we had taken 16 here, reached the head, so we are here also going back. And Brahmi is 7, 1, 2, 9, 9 and 4. This is 22 and this is 10. Total is 32. And see, it is this state again. So 32 is the value and is parallel with the organization of Panini, Ashtadhayayi, Sthapatya. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with the Sthapatya of Ashtadhayayi Panini shall sit comfortably and permit the mind to transcend within the cavity of one's own heart and attain the grace of the transcendental Lord Shiv and multiply as 10 Brahmas at the periphery, at the creative boundary of Shivlok. It is this attainment which will, as a step ahead, will take us to 4 space in the role of creative dimension of a 6 space. And it is step ahead that there will be a 7 streams permitting flow of the transcendental content. See, all these features as these are deserve to be sequentially seen. We were previously reached at 18 steps and now the 19th onwards, this 19th step onwards, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is the intelligence reach, and then we will be here at 26. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems and manifesting for mathematics as a speaking language as Ashtadhayayi of Panini, then one is to permit the mind to transcend within the cavity of one's own heart, acquire this status of tenfold multiplication, and with it having a reach at a creative dimension of six space, then unity state, seven streams, permitting flow of a transcendental content. It is this attainment which will be ensuring that we are parallel with all these seven consciousness states which are compactified form but will sequentially unfold. It is this process of sequential unfolding of the consciousness states which is the attainment of the sadhakas. Sadhaka is one who knows how to transcend within the cavity of one's own heart and to be on the format of sequential compactified state of seven states of consciousness and attaining the capability, potentiality, fortune to have sequential unfolding of the consciousness states starting with the Jagrita Avastha, Swapana Avastha, Sushupti Avastha, Turiya Avastha, Turiya Vritti Avastha, Bhagavat Avastha and Brahmi Avastha, and then having the bliss of being parallel with the Vedic order, and this way Panini Ashtadhyayi Sthapatya will also start unfolding, and with it the mathematics as a speaking language